The best way, of course, to pacify your children, as we all know, is drugs. Actual drugs are the most effective. Calpol is the drug of choice for children. You give them Calpol when they have colds and runny noses and stuff, but there are side effects. You notice that it sort of calms them down, makes them more lucid, they sleep through the night. They become better people. You prefer them. So you find yourself almost hoping that they get slight little colds and things. Someone just needs to sneeze near my children. Achoo! I think we should give both children Calpol just in case. I remember the first time I gave my eldest Calpol. He was a little baby. We were so worried about it. My wife and I, we kept rereading the instructions, 1.5 mils. You know, apologising to his little runny nose. So his mummy and daddy, we love you so much. We're so sorry to have to put this foreign substance into your body, but we wouldn't do it if we didn't love you. Within a few months, we're just hosing him in the face. Go to sleep!
So I've just become an uncle. Whole family dynamics changed. I went back home for Christmas, walked in for Sunday lunch. Suddenly, at the end of the table, was this tiny little slap-headed dictator sat there. Just crying and yelling, demanding carrots. Every couple of hours, he gets taken off to a different room to be drained. Like some weird syphilitic Edwardian king. His name's Hugo. I know, he doesn't stand a fucking chance, does he? Just slap a gilet on him, get it over and done with. Give him some boat shoes, put him on a yacht. Can smell the campus accusations already.
You people are amazing. Oh, hello there. I've just noticed that you can see what's happening down here. You're already getting the special DVD featurette behind the scenes. Haven't even put out the special, you're already seeing the action. Stop looking down there. What's your name? Jess. And who are you here with, Jess? Kevin. Jess and Kevin. Woo! What did you do today, Jess? What did you do today, Jess?
I worked.
Jess! Jess! What did you do today? Jess! Jess! You worked. What do you do in the daytimes, Jess? You're a project manager, just any fucking project. I'll manage it. I don't care who it's for, bring me a project and I will manage it. Is Kevin a project you've been managing? No? Kevin's shaking his head. You haven't been managed, Kevin? You look very neat and tidy. You've got a button-up shirt. Looks pretty fucking managed to me. What do you do in the daytimes, Kevin?
I'm a biologist.
You're a biologist? Oh my God, you don't need a project manager. You're out there looking at things, digging up tadpoles and eating them and shit. Is that what you do? I assume that's what happens.
You do not fuck with Yorkshire puddings! That's a starter we named after a dessert that we have as a main. Even it doesn't know what it is. The Sunday roast is the king of British cuisine, and the Yorkshire pudding is the crown on top. You do not fuck with Yorkshire puddings!
Now, I'm getting the sense from a lot of you, mostly Alyssa, that I'm getting the sense that you're all going, Randy, what's the big deal? Mushrooms are decriminalised in California. I didn't know that. So I'm like, I can't check these mushrooms in. The cop's standing at the door looking at me. There's no trash cans in the terminal. I was like, what am I going to do with these mushrooms? And then it came to me. I crouched down next to the wall, right? And I put my bag down and I pretended to tie my shoelaces. And then I just ate them. All of them. That flight from California to Colorado was the longest 3 weeks of my life. I spent the rest of the day lying on the floor of an airport hotel in Denver just going, whee! Whee!
What happens, you go on TikTok, you can get a video that goes viral, you then get a comment section full of the youth of today telling you exactly what they think of you. And that is a humbling experience, my friend. I'll give you the top comments I get. The first one, predominantly, Tory! Tory prick! Who's this Tory prick? Who's this stupid Tory prick? Who's this stupid tubby Tory prick? Yeah, hey, I am seasonal. What in the maiden Chelsea's going on here? Bra, where's my backy? Dude, where's my Land Rover? Quiche, dick. I would never harm a quiche. That's a sacred flan. Yuck, ick. My man sounds like the guy from Homes Under the Hammer. Oh my God, I think I've just found my 13th reason. Can I also point out, all of these comments were all made by teenagers who all had "don't judge, be kind" in their bios. That I got most annoyed about is the youth of today assuming that I was a Tory, because, full disclosure, London, I've never voted Tory in my entire life. Come on, I voted Green most of my life. One hippie down there with his hand glued to the floor. Thanks, mate. Good, I voted Green, trying to save the planet, make it good for the kids. And how do the kids repay me? Oh my God, did someone order Jack Whitehall off Wish? Well, fuck it!
As a member of a minority, you're expected to have opinions on behalf of people who aren't you, right? Quite often, when you're in a minority, people will assume you have opinions that you don't. After several media appearances in this country, I have received emails from strangers asking why I want to impose Sharia law on the West. Which, as the atheist son of Hindu parents, makes me feel ever so naughty. Sharia? Moi? Mais non. We're expected to have opinions on everything now. Social media's done this to us, the internet more broadly. I feel like any time I'm on any website, within about 10 seconds, I'm in a comment section where someone's just going, "Define what you mean by gender in the contemporary world." I'm like, I came here to learn how to make a risotto.
Now, look, there's still a bit of vaccine hesitancy out there, and on some level, I understand the vaccine hesitant. I think it's good to be suspicious of potential misinformation. But there is also some misinformation amongst the vaccine hesitant, you may be surprised to learn. I was reading in the news about a hairdresser who was banning anyone who had been vaccinated from entering her hair salon because she said anyone who had had the vaccine had the ability to drastically negatively impact the menstrual cycle of any women they even happened to be in the same room as. So, apparently I can do that now. What a shit superpower! By the power of my vaccination, meow, pim, 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 slightly heavier flow. Ha!
This is interesting. My girlfriend suggested last Christmas that we limit ourselves to £20 for each other's presents. But I wasn't thinking about spending that kind of money. Obviously, if you're buying gifts for a woman, it's pretty easy. You just go for the classics. You know, champagne, chocolates, flowers. Unless you're dating an alcoholic bulimic with hay fever.
And all of my friends are at the age now where they're having babies. I just don't see my friends anymore. And people say to me, "Tom, you can't hate a baby. That's a new life." No, it's not. When I see a baby, I don't see one new life, I see two dead friendships. Did you hear? Mike and Sarah having a baby. Well, they won't be joining me at Laser Quest on Sunday, then, will they? Looking at all those status updates, it's just the most incredible experience ever. No, it's not, Adam. You and me went to Latitude Festival. We did a gram each of MDMA. Found out Mike Skinner was doing a secret gig in a van. Went along and watched as, on the beat drop, a girl in the front row turned and projectile vomited on her best mate's face. That was incredible. Not watching Hey Dougie for 3 hours a day. You can name a baby anything. If you've got a favourite franchise, just name it after something in that. I've decided that if I ever do have kids, I'm going to have loads of kids, then I'm going to name them all my name, but then change the name as it goes through them in the same pattern as the titles to the Fast and the Furious films. So I'm Tom Horton, then there'll be my first son, the Tom and the Horton. The second one, Two Tom, Two Horton. The Tom and the Horton 3, Tokyo Drift. Horton 4, Tom 5, and then I'll go all the way down to the Tom and the Horton 9, the fate of the Horton. Because there's nothing more important than family.
My girl asked me, she was like, babe, what's your love language? I'm like, what? She's like, you know, your love language. Like, how do you convey love to your partners and loved ones? Like, for example, a love language could be words of affirmation. Like, words of affirmation? I was raised by Asian parents. I've never heard one word of affirmation in my life. Nobody ever told me, Jimmy, you're so great, you can do it. They're like, don't f*** it up. Their love language was verbal abuse.
No, it's snobs. Snobs are the problem. And you can always tell a snob, because whenever you talk to a snob, every story they say, everything in it, always has to have happened by accident. I met this woman a couple of months ago. She said this flippantly. She went, last year, we found ourselves in Tuscany. I beg your pardon? No, you bloody didn't. No one finds themselves in Tuscany. Don't pretend like you just materialised down out of nowhere, just... Oh my God, Jeremy, where are we? I've no idea, Rebecca, but it's definitely not Fulham. She carried on. We happened upon this wonderful hotel. Happened upon? What, macheteing your way through the jungle, were you, Beckett? But my favourite one, suddenly, out of nowhere, this incredible sunset. Nighttime? That's not out of nowhere, that's nighttime. Was it from the west, as a guess, Beckett? Was it? That's happened every single day since the dawn of itself.
In the middle aisle of the Aldi, there is no rhyme or reason to the content, layout or selection of any of the goods in the middle aisle. You would go in there for bread and milk, and you would come out with a multi-pack of shuttlecocks and a soldering iron, for Christ's sake. Walking down the high street in a daze, wearing a wetsuit and flippers that you couldn't help but buy. What's that man doing? Underwater badminton metalwork, I don't know. Mother always said to me, Troy, if something doesn't make sense, you stay there until it does. I was in that middle aisle for 2.5 weeks. I found the answer. Everything in that middle aisle relates to outdoor use, everything one would need to survive in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. I am going to put it to you that the Aldi are part of the Illuminati, using the contents and layout of the middle aisle to signal future catastrophic events to the government. Aldi, what does it mean? It's an acronym. Alien, lizard, domination, inevitable. Wake up! Aldi is 2 letters off all die, which is what they want us to do.
And the thing is, walking into Mexico from the US, they don't check anything. There's just a big revolving door. You walk right in. They don't even check your ID. It's easier to get into Mexico than a Costco. You just walk in. Coming back from Mexico to the US, there's no more revolving doors. Now it's a concrete windowless tunnel with guards with M16 machine guns. And I was super nervous being an immigrant and all. And my college buddy Ian next to me, he was like, Jimmy, don't worry, man. Just tell them you're American. They let you right through. I'm like, easy for you to say. Ian. Ian walks up, he gets through, no problem. I walk up, the first thing they ask me, they're like, sir, are you an American citizen? I was like, yes. But I forgot one very minor detail, that I wasn't.
Snobs are to the upper class what chavs are to the working class. What vegans are to vegetarians. What alpha males are to males. Hear this new guy that's just rocked up? I'm an alpha male! I'm an alpha male! Are you? Are you? Or are you a borderline sex offender with a coke habit and a gym membership? Let's just calm down, shall we? For the last 6 years, I was living in the Tower of London. Basically, father, former Chief of Defence Staff, when he retired, the Queen said, would you like to be the Constable of the Tower of London? And he went, yes. But now he's fully retired, which means that I have had to look for my new flat. And that was a biting dose of reality, I can tell you that. London rent prices, Jesus Christ. I mean, look, I don't want to speak ill of Callum from Foxtons. He had a tough act to follow. I met him one Monday morning. He'd driven in from Essex, wide-eyed, bit sweaty, one red raw nostril. Oh, I Tom, how you doing, mate? You all right, mate? You all right? You all right? You all right? He sounded like one of those tubes you get at the fair. You all right? You all right? You all right? You all right? Very good, Callum. Lead on, my friend. All right, Tom, don't you worry about it. I'll sort you out a good one here, don't worry.
So I proposed and she accepted. We got married. She said, let's start a family. And I said, of course, darling, because I didn't think it through. Next thing you know, you're running a small, badly funded correctional facility together, aren't you? That's all it is. Imagine you started a small business with somebody, it goes well, you move into profit, you open a second branch, everything is going swimmingly. Suddenly, one day they turn to you and say, this is good, isn't it? What do you say we get a troop of baboons in to run the post room? That's the equivalent. I'm sorry, I can't pretend otherwise. I resent their presence in my life. I do. They are nice enough kids, objectively, but why do they have to live with me? It makes no sense at all.
There are no deals, that's what frustrates me. Every other supermarket has deals, like buy one, get one free, exists in every other supermarket, but not in Waitrose. In Waitrose, it's buy one, and you're perfectly welcome to buy another one, but it will cost you the same as the first one. It's about 10 times more than any other supermarket. Do come in. Don't mind if I do! Waitrose! I can afford it! I've never seen anybody in the Waitrose car park return the trolley for the £1. It's simply not worth it to them. They unload the bags into the back of the Range Rover. They think about it, they try to get the £1. Oh no, the pint, it's stuck. I've got to go all the way over there to the trolley train for a pint. Well, that's not exactly worth it after I've spent all this on my shopping. And then they do this sort of push away. They just go, F*** off. It's the Waitrose posh push.
It's not natural. That's what they always say, the right-wing fundamentalist Christians. That's what they said. Do you remember when they announced the live-action Beauty and the Beast? And they said that in the live-action Beauty and the Beast, there was going to be a gay character. Oh, the right-wing fundamentalist Christians weren't happy. They were like, you can't have that in a Disney movie. A man loving another man. It's not natural. Not natural. That film is about a woman fucking a wildebeest. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think I've taken that directly from the Disney Plus description. That's got to stop, hasn't it? Grown adults getting wound up about cartoons. It just happened with The Little Mermaid. Live-action Little Mermaid, they announced the actress playing Ariel is mixed race. Oh, racist Twitter wasn't happy. You can't have that. You can't have a mixed race Ariel. She's a mermaid. She is the most mixed race character that has ever been conceived. From the waist down, she's mixed grill. It wasn't even the worst. The worst was a tweet. It had thousands of retweets. Some racist troll that was trying to play the science card. How desperately sad are you that you're trying to bring science into this discussion? He was like, it's not even scientifically possible, right? Because how would enough sunlight get down to the bottom of the ocean for the Little Mermaid skin to produce the melanin? Oh, I don't know. Why don't we ask the talking crab? Do you want to have a word with him? Although I don't think you two are going to get along, because he appears to be a Rastafarian.
And Americans, they bless everything. Just woke up feeling #blessed. #bless me. #bless this day. #bless my friends and family. #even my job's a blessing. #bless life. We don't do that in Britain. When we wake up, we're fucked, aren't we? That's what we are. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck this day. What time do they want to meet? 10? Fuck my friends and family. What the fuck is my life? We never bless anything in Britain, apart from one thing. And you all know what it is? Sneezing, exactly, sneezing. And then everyone knows the protocol. Achoo, bless you, thank you, shake hands, join a queue. It's what we do. And you have to bless someone's sneeze. Have you ever not blessed someone's sneeze? They look at you like you just teabagged their kids. My sister became a witch. It didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a sudden thing. I didn't walk down to the breakfast room one morning and there she was, just naked, covered in pig's blood, dancing around the island. It happened subtly, in break time in the playground. Things like friendship bracelets, pinky promises, jinx, personal jinx. That paper thing. you're gonna marry Stephen. Then after that, it's a straight descent into the 7 circles of hell. Black hair, dark eyeliner, dog collar, white faces, friendship bracelets become skull pendants, pinky promises become blood pacts. My mum collects my sister from the end of term. She's like, what the fuck is this? Going up to a teacher, excuse me, there seems to be a misunderstanding here. I've come to collect my daughter, Sophie Horton, and you seem to have handed me the Babadook. What's going on?
Has anyone else had that moment recently as well, where you're doing the I am not a robot test? You're on your own in your bedroom in front of your laptop, and you have failed the I am not a robot test so many times that you have that moment where you stop and you go, fuck, maybe I am a robot. Maybe this is how robots realise that they're robots. Because they just can't work out whether a traffic light consists of the box of lights or the post that it's on as well. I'm having an existential crisis here. I haven't been able to spot 10 traffic lights in a row. I'm either a robot or a cyclist.
I started noticing attractive women, and it reactivated this part of my brain that all heterosexual men have. Some men have it worse than others, but all heterosexual men have it. And how it works is this. If you're talking to a woman and she touches you on the arm or calls you love or makes eye contact for any amount of time, there is a part of that man's brain that will go, I think she fancies me. It is fucking pathetic. Doesn't matter how much hotter the woman is, men have got no idea what they look like. All of my friends, solid 4s, right? And they walk around, oh, she's a bit of all right. I have to say to them, do you understand how out of your league that woman is? Do you understand that if you're in a couple with that girl, people would assume that you're a millionaire with a terminal illness? Do you understand? You don't deserve to breathe the same air as that girl. My friend's deluded.
We're obsessed with porn in this country. I saw a teenage boy the other day watching porn on the train. He wasn't touching himself, he was just watching it. Who the f*** watches porn for the stories? Just...
I knew they was gonna get together. It's like Ross and Rachel, innit?
For the past year, I have been involved in a monogamous heterosexual relationship. Wow, okay, thanks. That is just enormous support from you. 4 people went, yay. I get it, I understand, Melbourne. It goes against my slutty pansexual image. I know it's not the Randy Felt face you've come to know and fuck, but look. How are you, Jack? Yeah, pretty good, thanks, Jack. What'd you do today, man?
I just hung out with my mate,
Played some golf. How did you get an E and a Y in the word golf? Me and the fellas were just playing some fucking golf. Sounds good. Where did you fucking play golf, Jack? At the Pitch and Putt. Is that an indoor place? Oh, like a mini golf course? Kinda, but a bit bigger. It's a mini golf course for big boys, is it? Good on you, Jack. I find it inherently unnatural stocking items at extreme opposite ends of the goods spectrum side by side in the one place. Did we learn nothing from the wet market? It's disgusting. But I needed a 9-volt battery, a tin of shortbread biscuits, a bag of mandarins, and a coat hanger. So what am I going to do? I'm not making multiple stops. Do I look like a postman? Don't answer that. I do look a little bit like a postman.
I'm not very good at therapy. I made a big discovery immediately when I went to therapy, which is that I'm too northern to have therapy. I am, because it's so expensive and that makes me so angry that it negates the therapy. There's no point doing it. My therapist, she charges me £60 an hour. That's £1 a minute, isn't it? And I think about that with every passing second. She likes to do 5 minutes of breathing at the top of each session. That is £5 of breathing. I can't afford that. I can breathe for free at home. I've come here for help. I need you to help me. There's one day she sneezed, it cost me 25p.
So I'm talking to the fellas here. The fellas know what I'm talking about. I know the fellas know what I'm talking about, don't you, fellas? Boys! You know when you and your girlfriend are doing that cute little thing that you do? You know what I'm talking about, fellas? That cute little thing that you and your girlfriend do, where you lay at opposite sides of the bed in stony silence with your backs turned to each other. You know what I'm talking about? And she's trying to hide the fact that she's crying. You know what I mean? And you're rolling your eyes so far up in your head, you can see your own fucking brain. You know what I mean? And you think to yourself, we should have a kid.
I didn't want any responsibility on a plane. Like the emergency exit row seat, that one with the leg room. Does anyone take that when they fly? Oh, you're braver than me. No amount of legroom in the world is worth that level of responsibility. Because I've sat in that seat. I know what happens. She comes up to you, doesn't she? The stewardess, at the beginning of the flight. She goes, "Sir, if we needed you to, could you open that door?" And you go, "Yep." And that's it! There is no training or psychological assessment. If that's an important job, which I suspect it is, I want the people to be screened. I want there to be an auditioning process. I want to meet every f***er on the plane and take a vote. It cannot just come down to the person that was willing to pay 15 quid more. Could you ever see the person in that seat and think, f***ing really? I was walking onto the plane the other day. The guy in the exit row seat had spilt a milkshake all down his front. I stopped dead in my tracks. I was like, is this a wind-up? This is the guy. When the hits the fan at 30,000 feet, our lives are in the hands of f***ing milkshake Mike over here. He's going to open that door. The guy can't even open a bloody Nesquik.